And that was our Louis Aguirre reporting. He's currently on a ship on his way back home. And yet another shipment of supplies donated by our viewers to the Local 10 Care Force have made it to the Bahamas.
Local 10's Roy Ramos was on a Trinity Air Ambulance relief flight to the Treasure Key. That's where he spoke to families who rode out Dorian and are now in desperate need of help.
Well, the purpose of our trip was to board that air ambulance filled with supplies that we were going to be delivering to Treasure Key. Well, we did that. We took off from right here at Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. But once we landed in Treasure Key, I got a chance to speak to the Bahamian people, many of them telling me that they lost their homes, they lost all of their personal belongings, and some of them losing so much more. So we've just arrived to Treasure Key International, and you can see that the tarmac is completely loaded with people right here. Several Bahamians off in the distance right there, but these are planes that have arrived here to provide relief efforts to those people. Groups unloaded the supplies into a truck to be sent out to community centers spread across Grand Abaco Island. What we saw next, hundreds of Bahamians gathered at the Treasure Key International Airport, many of them telling me they rode out the storm in Marsh Harbor, but with nothing left on the island, they are now trying to leave to Nassau to find supplies to care for themselves, their children, and family members.
A lot of these people over here just got dropped here, so we don't have a right to get back into town.
Sitting on a roof blown to the ground from the storm, Franklin Ferguson told me about his son who drowned in the floodwaters.
How old is he?
23.
What happened to him?
He can't swim. Any water. Water, trailer, everything come in the pallet up, the car, boy. Now you can bring everything.
While Ferguson now sits and waits for a flight off the island, he and others are hopeful it will get better. They will get the assistance they need and be able to rebuild.
Now all we need is unity. Everybody live as one. Everybody help one another, and we can go far. No fussing, no fighting. If you want to rebuild, rebuild one at a time.
And just heartbreaking to hear those stories right there. Amazingly, the Bahamian people remain positive in all of this. They say that they will be able to rebuild and get their islands back. We know that that air ambulance flight that we took is expected to return with more supplies over the next few days. Here at Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Roy, thank you. Abandoned Pet Rescue is also donating antibiotics to the Bahamas release effort that will be not just used for people, but animals as well. Larry Wallenstein with Abandoned Pet Rescue delivered those items himself to Trinity Air Ambulance, which then flew those supplies to Abaco today.
This box has 10,000 doses of antibiotics, which includes broad spectrum antibiotics that people will know like amoxicillin, and antibiotics that are available if you need wound care, antibiotics that are available if you have diarrhea, and just other good medication that will be needed in this crisis situation.
Oh, so needed. Wallenstein says the antibiotics can help take care of more than 1,000 people. The organization will also be working to bring with them some animal rescues to the Bahamas as well, to bring some of those animals back to the U.S. and made available for adoption.